Hey, good morning, friends. Today, my friends, is Thursday, June the 12th, 2025, and the time now is 8:05 a.m. So, friends, perhaps because of what has occurred throughout American history and all that they've experienced, African Americans are a group of people who've risen in America, okay, throughout American history to become the champion or champions of freedom and liberation in the United States. They've done so much for American society, to change American society, whether because of their protest, whether because of their arts, their athletic competitiveness, and so on and so on. They are good in terms of music, they are good in terms of sports, and so on. They are good speakers and they are freedom fighters. However, perhaps in recent times, it seems as if the black community in the United States have lost its edge or edges. Yes, the old ones, those who led the civil rights movement, many of them are very old or they are dying. But it seems that this group of black Americans need to rise up again and lead America. Yes, currently we see what is happening in America, and black people are saying that they are tired of what is happening and all the illegalities against them, all of the wrongdoings. And yes, they are right to feel that way. However, I do believe what the community needs to do is begin to look at what is happening in the United States, multi ethnically and geopolitically, and once again try to acknowledge that what is happening in the United States also impact what is happening in the world and vice versa, and will or could impact them, black Americans, in various ways. And this is evident in what is happening currently in the United States regarding ISIS raid, okay, mass raids throughout the United States, of which what is happening in LA, the protest following the raid, is prominent in the United States. ICE has been going out there arresting people in their houses, their homes, their jobs, and so on, legal and illegal migrants. It is said that those who are currently in the process of obtaining their documents to reside in the United States are discovering that their processes have been halted and they are being arrested and shipped somewhere, detained by ICE agents, many of whom are covering their faces to hide their identity. I'm going to call that if ICE is going to go out there on raid to arrest people, their identity must be seen. They must not be allowed to wear masks. Perhaps because of what is happening in American history, what has occurred to black Americans, and following the election of November 5th, 2024, which basically saw Donald Trump returning to the White House as a result of many wrong votes, or what many will consider to be wrong votes. And the Latino vote is one of the prominent votes that many do blame to be responsible for Donald Trump returning to the White House. As a result, many in the black community are saying that they feel that the Latino communities and others, white women, basically kill solidarity. And many African Americans are stressing that black people should not engage in the protests against ICE. I think it is wrong. I think black people should pick up the baton again. As much as it is selfish for many of us to call on black Americans to take the center stage, as much as it is wrong, as much as it is selfish, I do believe it has to happen. Superheroes, it is life. Superheroes must always stand up for freedom and prosperity for everybody. And African Americans, as much as many continue to disrespect them, they've rise as America's superhero. Many things that Americans and people in America takes for granted came about, okay? Many good things came about as a result of the struggle and the fearlessness of the African American community. However, I do believe that in recent years, recent decades, the black American community in the United States have lost its edge or edges. And I do hope that they find it back. I do hope that they pick up from where they left off. Yes, the ones who led the civil rights movement, they've died, they are old, or that they are dying. However, this group, this population, this generation of black Americans, I do believe they do have what it takes and they need to get up and lead America again. Because what is happening in the United States, as many need to acknowledge, is the fight of everybody, especially of African Americans. So if you're an African American, I want you to say with me, this fight is my fight. This fight is my fight. This fight is my fight. Yes, we saw what happened last year as a result of the election. Yes, some people fucked around and they found out all that they're finding out. However, the finding out phase need to come to an end and all hands need to get on deck and the movement need to be led. Because what we are seeing emerge in the United States is a very dangerous system that could be dangerous for Black Americans as well. Yes, African Americans will say that what immigrants and others are feeling now, they felt it for generations, for 500 years, and continue to feel it. But one thing I want the African American community to realize is that the system is much more brutal and much more sophisticated now than it was in the 1950s, 60s, and backwards. The system is much more dangerous and the system is much more powerful in terms of its propaganda, in terms of its might. So, once again, I hope the Black American community can refine its purpose, refine its edges or edge, and pick up from where the struggle was left off. Now, friends, please tell me what you think, and I really want to know what you think. But, friends, I am going to end here. I want to thank you for being a member of the Echoing Voice community, my friends. But most especially and most importantly, or most important, friends, I want to thank you a lot for watching the Echoing Voice. Peace.